Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, that is Nichauskas. Today is the 11th of September 2018, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're gonna have a look at a few instruments I believe are developing quite nicely. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Also, just a very quick reminder of our JFD Brokers website and specifically our JFD research page here, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do on a daily basis. So yep, we do update it on every day. So, and yeah, basically I believe you can find a lot of useful stuff here for yourselves, guys. So feel free to kind of check us out. Okay, so let's jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to quickly touch on, and that's Nikkei. Now I was talking about Nikkei yesterday's morning, and I was telling you guys to keep an eye on this, especially keep an eye on this upwards moving support line, or should I say maybe medium term upwards moving trend line, to be more precise, to be honest. And I was talking about this level right here, the 22,355, and we got a nice break here and a close above that level. So as you can see, today kind of the index continued to push higher, and yep, managed to kind of, well, get to this point here. And so at the moment, of course, this was the first indication that something positive is building up on this index, as we got a nice close above the 22,355 level. This arrow here was the alternative scenario in case we get a break here below this upwards medium term upwards moving trend line. But as you can see, the index stayed above this 22,355 and now pushed above the 50 EMA and the 21 EMA as well. So of course, for now, judging just by this picture that we see right now on the daily chart, I mean, everything continues to look somewhat more positive. We are aiming for this important area of resistance around the 22,800. Now if that gets broken, it is opening the path towards a, well, slightly more important area of resistance here at around 23,050. So this level here acted as a very strong area of resistance here in the past, as you can see, starting here from the 21st of May, around there, and it continued to kind of hold the price down. So if we get a nice move here towards the 22,800, we start breaking that and we get a nice close above this level, start looking at the possible test of the 23,050 level. So, but to be honest, if that doesn't hold as well, if this is gonna be a or should I rephrase that? If we get a nice break here, I mean, this could be a perfect opportunity for the bulls, for more bulls to start jumping in and driving this index higher, maybe even towards this 23,500. Last time it was seen here around the 1st of February this year. So yep, could be an interesting one. Basically, this is the scenario to keep an eye on. This is something for a slightly longer term, but for the shorter term, from the shorter term perspective, yep, I mean, at the moment it seems that it wants to continue pushing higher, and the 22,800 level is the one to watch initially. Let's see if it actually makes a move above it, and actually there is another small one just to keep an eye on, something on its path, and that's the 22,900 level, approximately there. So another potential area of resistance, but that's of course if we get a nice break here above the 22,800. Jumping into one of the European indices, and that's the one that I want to show you, and that's FTSE MIB. Now, FTSE MIB yesterday got a nice boost here. Certainly there's positive developments in Italy, and as we can see, that got reflected here in the index, and index managed to move back above this should I say downwards moving, well, it's a more of a trend line, but to be honest, it's like this line right here. I mean, initially, as you can see, we were here in this somewhat, I would say, maybe a falling wedge formation. Even though I agree, we did have a few gaps here, and on the bottom here and there. But so basically, this index managed to get back now above this downward moving trend line here. And of course, this is adding a bit more positiveness, if I can say that way, towards the near-term outlook. Certainly, we will have to keep an eye on this downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 7th of May and see if it actually tests it, and maybe if we get a nice break here above this. Now this is where it could become more interesting for the bulls, and we could see more bulls jumping in here and driving this index higher. So for now, certainly keep your eyes on today's trading day. The index might continue trading somewhere here around this area, but to be honest, like I said, this is what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be aiming for something like this here, if we get a nice break and a close above this downside resistance line here, and certainly if we get a nice move here above the 21,150, or to be honest, for us probably to be more confident on the upside, we would need to see a nice good move above this 21,325 area, approximately there. As you can see here, it acted as a good support here in the beginning of August. So something like this could be of an interest for us from the buy side, if we, like I said, if we get a nice break and a close here above this 21,325 area, approximately there. So and this is where we could start aiming for a possible test of the 22,200. Now this is quite an important level to watch as well. As you can see, in the past it acted as a very good area of resistance. Oh, there we go. Sorry guys, let me just quickly adjust this. There we go. So let me just quickly mark this area here. Let me just get rid of this, and yeah, also apologies for the amount of lines here. Didn't have enough time to tidy it up, but nevertheless, like I said, this is something to watch out for. The 22,200 becomes quite an important area here to watch, but only, I'll need to specify this again, only if we get a nice break here above this downside resistance line, and also a nice close above this 21,325 area. So keep your eyes on this one, guys. And let's jump into one commodity that I really wanted to touch on, and that's Brent. Now the Brent, as you can see here on the bigger picture on the daily chart, we continue to move higher here in a way, I would say. Certainly there was a period here from the mid-May that we were the index continues to trade here within this slightly falling channel formation, and at the moment, of course, I was talking about this one in one of my previous videos, and I was talking about this level right here, the 76.45, and as you can see, it held the commodity nicely here, even though yes, we did have a few overshoots where the index, or the commodity managed to reach the 75.60 level, approximately there, which was the high here around the 31st of July this year or so, but it quickly went back here above this 76.45. The next day we saw this one again breaking this 76.45, but then actually closing in the positive zone and staying above this 76.45 level. So now it seems that it wants to continue pushing higher. Certainly it's getting close to its upper bound of the falling channel formation, so keep your eyes on that one, because as you probably are I mean, you probably now understand what I'm talking about, and we could potentially see a break here. And if we do get a nice break and a close here above this level today, well, this could be opening the path towards the 80.50 level. Now, this 80.50 level acted as a very nice area of resistance here around the 22nd of May. So something for you guys to keep an eye on. But only again if we get a nice break here and a close above this level. So for now, of course, for now, until we're stuck here within this falling channel formation, and until we haven't broken this upper bound, we kind of would need to stay more neutral, let's say. And for me, I mean, for me to start looking at even lower levels, let's say, well, I would need to see a nice good break and a close here below the 74.90 level in order to kind of aim for a possible move towards the 70.35 level initially, and then of course maybe testing the lower bound of the falling channel. So something like this could be possible, but only again if we get a nice reversal here back to the downside and we get a close below the 74.90 level. So only then I will probably start considering lower levels. But for now, I would probably, like I said, stay neutral, keep your eyes on the upper bound of this channel. If we get a break and a close above this, wonderful for the bulls. We could see further acceleration to the upside. Let's jump into a few pairs now. AUDUSD. So AUDUSD we're seeing now a bit of positiveness coming in here into this pair. Yesterday, Aussie dollar managed to close in the and again in the plus side. So for now, we're gonna stay very careful. Of course, you can see that it continues to trade below this downside, the downside trend line taken from the 26th, around the 26th of January this year. So we're gonna keep a close eye on it, because if this, let's say, reverses back to the upside, and if we get a nice break here above the a break and a close above the 0.7165 level, now this is where it could become interesting, because we could potentially aim for the next possible area of resistance around the 0.7235 level. Now this area here acted as a very nice area of resistance around the 4th of September, so the beginning of September, and also it kind of almost acted, well, it also acted as a good area of support here, or should I say the inside swing low here of the around the 24th of August. So the 0.7235 level becomes an interesting one to watch, but only if we get a nice close here above these 0.7165 here on the day. So keep your eyes on this one. Keep your eyes on this this level here initially. If of course, well, you probably understand if this is going to hold and we see rejections here coming in around this level, then well, maybe this pair could move even lower again. So for now, be very careful. It's to be honest, for now it's difficult to, on the very short term, from the very short term perspective, it's quite difficult to talk about the downside. Let's see how this candle develops today, and let's see if actually this 0.7165 level holds, or actually it breaks, and yep, then we'll take it from there. And the last pair that I really wanted to touch on quickly, and that's GBPUSD, or GBPCHF, so the British pound against the Swiss franc. Now, yesterday, probably you're aware that we got a boost from the sorry, I stalled here. Michel Barnier here. There we go, and we got a nice boost here from him yesterday. That came out with the news saying that the Brexit deal might be reached in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and that's what all the major news headlines are talking about today. So the bulls saw this, and the pound investor saw this as a positive, and we can see that nice spike here to the upside, and we can see that from this pair specifically, we got a nice break here below this short-term downside resistance line. So it broke above this, it closed above this, and now it's aiming for higher levels. So Currently, of course, it's testing this important area right here. Let me just quickly drag a few lines here. So it's testing this 127.25 area approximately there. Let me just quickly round it up here. So this 127.25 area becomes a quite important level to watch, quite important resistance level to watch, especially for today. And if we do get a nice break here and a close above this level today, well, I mean, we could start aiming for slightly higher levels again. Initially, of course, let me just jump into a 4-hour chart on this one. It'll be better to watch the levels here. So initially, of course, if we get a nice break above the 127.25 level, keep your eyes on this little level right here, guys, and that's around the 128.200 level. So something like this, this area could play out nicely if we get a continuation move here higher. Of course, if that doesn't hold, well, it could open the path towards higher levels again. This 129.45 could start coming into play. Yep, that would be a good one to watch as well. But of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves too much, and let's keep our eyes first, of course, on the 127.25 and then the 128.20 levels. So on the downside, well, for us to start looking at the a possibility maybe for a bit of retracement here to the downside, or even actually maybe a stronger move lower, then we would need to see a nice good break and a close below this 126.26 level. As you can see here, it acts as a very good area of resistance here around the 5th of September, so basically last week, and this level here could kind of be an indication of a bit of weakness maybe coming into the pair if we get of course if we get a nice close below this level, the 126.26 zone. So keep your eyes on that one. This is where the pair might move lower, test the downside resistance line that got broken recently, yesterday, and maybe actually rebound from it again. So something like this could be possible, but of course we'll have to evaluate it there, let's say, and of course we'll have to evaluate there if we see a break here below the 126.26. But for now, everything seems to be looking positive for the British pound. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope you found it useful, and if you want to join me later on today at my Traders Tea Time, and that's 13:15 GMT, 14:15 British Summer Time. But for now, thank you very much, and bye-bye.